Hey folks, this is Gray here, and we're going to look at a couple of things from Olight, specifically the Oclip versus the new Oclip Pro, as well as give away some stuff in this video, so stay tuned. Tis the season. We are in November, folks. So basically what that means for you is there a lot of Black Friday things going on from now through probably mid-December. I don't know. There's always all kinds of things. Black Friday has extended itself. So you'll see a lot of review videos coming up showcasing a lot of different companies. But tonight we're going to be focusing on Olight and some of their offerings on their Black Friday deal. Of course, all links and promotions will be down linked below, as well as any discount codes. And to be transparent, yes, I'm affiliated with Olight. So in this video specifically, we're going to I'm going to show you what Olight has to offer, but we're going to be focusing in on the Oclip and the Oclip Pro, which is new by Olight, and kind of differentiate which one and the features that differentiate the original versus the newer version, the Pro version, and which I think is the better option. And I'll show you a lot of different variations on the way I use these products, kind of give you an idea, the viewers, in regards to how you could possibly use these products in regards to just everyday carry, to emergency preparedness, and so on and so forth. And then towards the end of this stuff like that, I'll go over the what I'm giving away, these kind of Christmas edition Olights, and there's 3 of them that I'll be giving away to you, my viewers. And I will give you all that information if you stay tuned and watch to the end of this video. So that being said, let's go ahead and go to the back bench and start showing off these and talking about these lights and how they differ between the two. All right, so kind of here's our main focus in today's video, which is the Oclip versus the Oclip Pro. I kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of how they look and whatnot, just from that perspective themselves. And of course, like I said, if you look at them closely, you can definitely see there's a size difference, and of course the LEDs are very different. So it depends on if you have an issue in regards to weight or whatnot. So I'm not going to go too deep into the Oclip itself, but I want to really focus in on the Oclip Pro, but I will discuss the key differences in between the two. All right, so let's talk about the Oclip itself. This one I've had for a while, and folks, to be honest with you, I found so many ways to use this stuff here, and I'll show you that here in a minute on how I utilize things that have like kind of these clips on them, and how I utilize lights of this nature. So the max output on something like this is going to be about 300 lumens. Max run times roughly about 30 hours in moonlight mode. The max throw that this can offer is about 229 feet. And then the max candela, because some people have been asking me, hey, when you talk about light intensity, can you talk about the candela? And it's about 1300 on this little guy. This thing here only weighs about barely over an ounce, like 1.06 of an ounce. Very compact in size. You can see, it basically fits in the palm of my hand. It does offer a cool white light and a red light as well. It is a Type-C. I don't know if you can see that connection port right there with this little rubber flap, and that's another difference between these two, this little rubber flap right here. And I would consider this like an everyday carry, outdoors, and even possibly an emergency kind of like little light. I think, if I get it wrong, I'll let you guys know, but I think this thing here has an IPX rating of like 6 or 8 or something like that. Basically, if it's raining, splash, and stuff like that. Now, a lot of these lights, unless they have some sort of specific seal on them, but I guess the main point of this one here is if you were going to get it wet, this is something that you would have to make sure that's nice and sealed and in there. So don't throw it underwater, but you definitely can get it wet if you're out in the rain or whatnot. I haven't put that to the test. It's just what I'm reading off the material that's been sent to me. All right, so that being said, let's talk about the Oclip Pro. This thing for me is going to be a awesome little kind of game changer for myself, because it's definitely upgrading from that little guy down there. And if you really pay attention to it, it's not super big in regards to the size of them. Maybe for some folks it is. And when you're using this light, you have to use this button to kind of go through the functions. I like that they have this rotary dial on there to kind of function through the lights. Because on this one here, you do have like a cool white light, and you also have the red light. But with this one here, you're going to have also the lights itself, though, a cool white light as well, but you're also going to have a flood, a spot, and a red light. And they both have blinky options, basically for a strobe, or a beacon light, as some call it, the strobe is in white, and the beacon light is also in white. But you could also make the red light flash as well in either one of these devices, and we'll look at that while we're talking about that. So let me go ahead and put this down here and move on to this. So you can get up to 144 hours on this guy, folks, compared to the 30 hours in that one. And that's in, of course, you know, your moonlight modes, your lowest modes. Max throw on this guy is going to be 393 feet. Max intensity on this one's going to be 3,600, which is, shoot, that's almost 3 times the other one, I think. Yeah, I think the numbers are right. 3 times the Candela on the other one. And like I said, this one weighs about an ounce, but this one weighs, you know, a hair under 2 ounces, 1.87. So weight-wise, it's not much bigger. You know, I guess the footprint of it is a little bit bigger, but not, to me, where it's like not a huge deal, right? All right, so let's kind of talk about the 3 lights in here, because I said, of course, you have your flood, which is a cool white, 5700 to 6500 Kelvin. You have your spot, which is another cool white LED or, you know, light with the same 5700 Kelvin. This one kind of maxes out around 7000 Kelvin. And then you have the red light, which is kind of based in nanometers or nano whatever, one of those technical terms, you know what I mean? And that's going to be between 620 and 630 nms to kind of give you an idea. All right, so that's just the basic breakdown of the 2 itself. Let me show you the lights and how they look. I'm going to turn the lights down a little bit. I'm going to show you guys the lights themselves, and then we'll kind of go from there, and then we'll move on to ways to utilize the lights themselves. All right, I turned down the lights kind of the best as I could just to still get a little bit of light in here so that you can kind of see the functionality. Like I said, I don't want to focus on the Oclip too much, but you can turn that on. Now, if I turn it off and I hold the button down, it's going to go into that moonlight mode there, and then, of course, you'll go to your next setting and your next setting. Now, I want to warn people because there might be some strobing effects in this video, but I wanted to make that clear, so just be careful because I'm going to tap this. 3 is beacon mode in this guy here, and you should be able to see it here soon. Pretty bright. So it's like a little beacon if you get into a distressful situation that you can use for, attach it to the back of a backpack or whatnot. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off because it probably bothers a lot of people. Let me go ahead and turn it into red mode. All right, so now, as you can see there, we're in red mode. And if I hold this down, it's going to go into the blinking red mode, like a distress or emergency. Very simplistic to use. You're just kind of going to go through all these button settings here, which they have a really easy. I give Olight credit. Their instructions are pretty easy to read once you get the hang of it. Now let's talk about the Oclip Pro. So I don't know if this is going to focus on there. We're going to start there. I don't know if you can see that's the flood. That's going to be more of the beam, and then you got your red light there. If I hold it down, moonlight mode, hold it down again, low, medium, and high. It's going to give you some options there. Now if I double click, that's going to be your turbo. So this actually has a turbo mode versus the Oclip. As far as I know, it doesn't have a turbo mode. If you guys have figured that out, you can do it. And it's a very bright light, as you can see if I shine it at the camera. All right, so that are the settings for the flood mode. Now, let me show you something when I move this over. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into, I'm going to hit the switch and go into spot mode. And if you notice the hot spot, so if I'm in flood mode, you don't see that hot spot. It's more of a floodlight. Now, if I pull this, you're going to see that beam. That's how you see that hot spot right there. There is a flood pattern around it, but, you know, just to kind of give you an idea of how the difference in the lights work in regards to spot and flood. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off first, hold it down, and of course I'm in a moonlight mode, again with the spot, low, medium, and high. The camera's not going to do it justice, folks, but it's a solid light. I'm telling you, for going out there camping and stuff like that, I wish I would have done some night shots on this. Maybe I'll do a follow-up down the road. Just been very busy with my schedule, and I just wanted to show off these lights to you folks and get this giveaway on the way as well. All right, so let's go ahead and turn that off. All right, so now we're going to go into the red mode. So we're going to go ahead and do that one, turn it on. You got your low, and then of course you got your high, which is very, very, very bright. I'll give it that. I don't know if you can see how, as I'm pulling that light back, you can see it does have a great red light on there, a red emitter, some people like to call it. Now if I double tap, it's going to kind of go back down. And if I hold it in, we're going to get into that SOS emergency mode, as you can kind of see there. A blinking red light usually calls to other folks that, hey, I'm in distress, I have an issue, there's an emergency, be it if you're camping on the side of the road or whatnot. This is going to kind of alert someone. All right, so I'm going to go back I'm back in flood mode now, folks, and I'm going to click this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're going to see that blink, and then you'll see that flash. And again, that is like a beacon. If you're trying to like locate each other out in the woods at night, this is going to be very, very bright, kind of like a flash going off in the woods and lighting everything up. I figured I don't really need to go into the strobe mode in regards to these lights. I figured people don't really need to see that. Let me go ahead and turn the lights back on. But like I said, such a great little light and so small and compact. I just like it, man. It's just very nifty. All right, now that we got some light and we can see what we're doing. So here's a keychain, right? So some people, instead of using, let's say, a different variation of, let's say, some paracord or something like that, they may actually attach this to a keychain that has like a quick release and use it for that factor. And they both have that on the back of them. They both have that kind of like quick release on there. And actually, you know, I just noticed something. That's magnetic. And I guess the bottom of this is magnetic too. Huh. Look at me, look at me. I didn't know they both had magnetic clips. Good to know, because when I was first playing around with it, I didn't think this one had the magnetic on there. Very intriguing. Anyway, so just that's an option there to kind of show you the keychain if you're going to use it for that. Some people may use it on a belt or whatnot. Let's say you got one of the tactical belts like this, and you want to wear it on a belt system, so that you would add that to your belt system and have it clipped on there to use it with a belt if you're lighting away. Fits on the belt pretty good, and I'll show you right here. It's on there, folks. It's just not going to fall off. You know what I'm saying? I'm shaking it around, hoping, you know, let's say I'm trudging through the dirt and whatnot, and then going through all the stuff. It's not coming off. The grip on these guys are pretty beefy. Even with the little guy itself, it does basically the same thing. It's very grips on there, like, you know, and I'm shaking it pretty hard. I don't know if it comes over on the camera in that manner, but anyway, so utilizing a belt. All right, so instead of bringing a whole plate carrier, I just brought a placard to kind of give you an idea how this would work if you attach this to your plate carrier. You know, some people have magazines and all the, you know, cool tactical stuff on there. But like I said, these things will also clip onto these things with that MOLLE webbing. Kind of slide in there like that. I'll go ahead and add the other one as well. Lock that into place. As you can see, then there you go. You would have those on your placard, and you would have that control for that light on there, depending on where you have it. So just to kind of show you that, if you happen to use it also on a plate carrier or whatnot, or chest rig or whatnot, you can use it there as well. And then, of course, some people may have, let's say, like a backpack. Move these lights over a little bit. And you have a backpack that you're wearing. You can either attach it to, you know, let's say the strap here. If you wanted to attach it to a strap like that. Some people may just clip it to the side of their strap, you know. So, again, it stays on there pretty good. So there's a lot of variations on how you can utilize these lights and where you want to clip them to. So I would say if I had a choice in regards to price point, you know, let's look at MSRP, right? MSRP, when these are not on sale, this is 30 bucks, and then this one's going to be 40 bucks. Right now, of course, they have the sale going on, so they're at a discounted rate. If I recall correctly, and if I get it wrong, I'll throw it on the screen. I think it's like 20% off or something like that. I think that breaks down this one to $31.99 or 32 bucks. And then the other one is probably, you know, right around that 27, 26 mark, somewhere around there. But all in all, for that price point, you kind of can't really beat that for these nice compact, nice little lights that are very versatile. I would say, like I said, if I had a choice for a few bucks more, I'm going with the Pro. But for the kids, small kids, maybe an animal or whatnot, something you want to attach to them, I would attach this to something like that, you know, for the children or for pets. But for me, I'm going to go with the Oclip Pro. I just like, I like dials. I like being able to kind of, instead of having to go through a bunch of different button settings, I can just flip that around, and it kind of helps me pick where I want to go when I want to use that light. One other thing I want to draw some attention to is this here. This is like a metal flap versus the rubber one on this one here. So I kind of like that. I guess it would be easier to break off and harder to replace. But like I said, everybody has their preferences. You got, like I said, this little plasticky one here, and then you have the metal one here. Of course, I turn that light on. Hence, buttons that are really easy to touch. And they're both Type-C connectors, USB Type-C, so you can fast charge them as well. But I just kind of like that there. stays out of the way. I mean, the only time you should even have this open is when you're charging it. So if you happen to break it somehow, I guess the light's still going to function, but then you'll have possibilities of getting gunk in there, and of course it reduces the IP rating on the device itself. But I prefer that. All right, so real quick, I'm going to show you some of the other stuff that they have that they're offering for the Olight Black Friday sale, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to be giving away in this video. All right, so I've done a review on this, I think last go around. You can check my video out and look for the Baton Turbo edition. A phenomenal light. I've done a review on this before in the past, and it is a powerful, small, compact handheld light. They'll have that on their Black Friday sale. And then they have this new edition of the Baton 4 Premium Edition, which I thought was nice. But let me just show you this guy, how kind of clean this thing looks. Let me dump it out of here. I've been keeping it in here because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I may give it away. I may do something with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it's a very sharp light. That little racing kind of stripe on the side there. Let me pull this out for you so you can kind of get it up close. I mean, don't get me wrong, that black and that gold, I don't know how good for the tactical world, but for the EDC carry that, you know, I'm a very cool guy with EDC cool stuff. Very, very clean and sharp light. Very nifty. I always like the fact that it tells you what it's charged to. You can use a charging base and this in conjunction. But I did a review on this. And like I said, go check out my honest, I think it's at Gear Reviews playlist, and you can see all the reviews that I've done on lots of different products. All right, so that being said, let me move these out the way. All right, so this is what I'm going to be giving away in this video, and these will also be on sale for the Black Friday event from Olight. So here is kind of what I just went over, the Olight Clip Pro, but in the Christmas edition. Like I said, the one I just showed you is in black. But maybe somebody wants to get festive. It looks very nice, but I'll be giving that away. Like I said, I'll explain all that down in the comments, or down in the description, as well as the end of this video. This is an Arkfeld Pro Christmas edition. Kind of has that green look to it. It kind of reminds me of, well, I guess mine's military green, but kind of give you my everyday carry. I've done reviews on that as well. Kind of give you the idea. Solid light. I've been carrying Arkfelds for, I don't know, probably way over a year, 2 years at this point now. Love the flat flashlight, having that multiple option with having the UV option. Did I get that right? The UV light on there. I like having that UV light, the laser, and then of course the light itself. Very compact, potent little light. And then last but not least, I think the last video I did these. So this is a sphere. Right there, you can see that little ball, transparent ball. It's a Christmas edition, kind of has like a snow globe-y kind of effect. And this is kind of what they look like on the thing. They have lots of different settings. You can kind of play with them. They have lots of different colors, depending on what you're trying to do with them. Very nifty. I think it's kind of a great little holiday gift for people. I've given my daughter a couple of these. She has these kind of in her room as a emergency lighting, but also as mood lighting, and just kind of like helps her sleep and whatnot. Like I said, you just got a lot of different settings that you can use on these little lights here. Very nifty little guys. All in all, pretty cool. But this will be the Christmas edition. So let's go ahead and get back to me, and let's discuss how to win these products. All right, so that's going to wrap up this video, and I'm really curious of what you folks think of the Oclip versus the Oclip Pro. And if you own one of the other, or, well, I guess you can't own the Oclip Pro unless you got it through the early release kind of thing, but if you own one of the Oclips, I want your thoughts on the Oclip Pro. And I always like to ask my viewers as well in regards to what other variations of Olights do they have. Are they happy with it? In regards to the light output, the durability, and how long they've had them for. I always like to kind of go through the comments, and it also gives other people that are kind of new to Olight in general, gives them an idea of other people's experiences outside of what I'm saying here on the channel in regards to Olight. Because some people say, oh, well, he's affiliated with this company, so he's always going to speak good. There's things that the Olight has come out with that I've just been like, yeah, I'm not a fan of, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. That's just how things go. You can like a company, but you won't like everything that they put out. All right, so now, that being said, let's talk about the giveaway. So you've watched the video from front to back, which is truly appreciated. Hopefully you've already hit that thumbs up button, and hopefully you have to be subscribed to the channel as well, so hopefully you are subscribed. and you check out the rest of the channel just to see what other things, because there's a lot of other Olight videos that I've done that people may have questions in regards to some of the products in the past. But all you really need to do to enter this giveaway is, of course, like the video. If you can, which we greatly appreciate it, share this video out on your social media platforms, especially if you're on like Facebook and stuff like that, because Olight has Facebook groups. If you're part of one of those Facebook groups, share this video in one of those groups that they allow you to do so, or any other social media platforms. Of course, you have to be subscribed, like I just said. I'm being a little bit repetitive. And leave a comment down below. It could be anything. It could be positive, negative. It could be whatever you want. You could just be like, "Hey, great, it's good to see you again. It's been a couple of weeks. Where the heck have you been?" Any of that stuff like that, folks. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead maybe we'll do it on the next live stream. What we'll do is we'll use a random comment picker that I have that'll pick through the comments and find my 3 winners. And then for the folks on the live stream, I might do something a little extra for those folks as well. Live streams are now on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Being that I'm in Florida, and most likely Rudy, the Alaska Prepper, will be joining me in that live stream. And who knows? Who knows what may happen? Usually we like to talk about what's going on in the world and stuff like that. Most of you know this, but I figure there might be some new folks out there. Outside of that, folks, remember, you are not alone. And this is Gray Man. I'm out. I'll see you guys in a rebound. God bless every single one of you amazing people out there. And again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.